Hi, this is Shelley Craft. We are coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Cambridge House International Vancouver Resource Investment Conference 2013. With me is Mr. Peter Dasler of CanAlaska Uranium Ltd. How are you today, Peter?
We're fine today, Sheldon. We've had a good crowd through the booth, and we've been talking about uranium most of the time, so we've had a good day.
Well, I like to talk about uranium. I think of uranium as the other gold. You know, it's the same color, right? I mean, I get a lot of interaction, and then I say, you know, what about uranium? Tell me about it. And there's not that many uranium companies here. You're one of them.
That's right. We've had a long run of uranium. We've been very active for the last 7 years, and we're funded by Mitsubishi Corporation and 4 Korean corporations. We've been very active in the Athabasca Basin, and unfortunately for the last couple of years we've had a slowdown, but I see this picking up right now. I see a lot of people looking at clean energy, and uranium is that source of clean energy that China and India is looking at right now.
Well, you know, let's go to France. I mean, if that's not the perfect example of an economy that has almost entirely gone to uranium energy, why isn't that the best example that you could go to?
Well, France is an excellent example. 86% of the power in France is from nuclear power. In Canada and the US, it's around about 16 to 19% is nuclear power right now. But it's over 50% of the power produced in Ontario is from nuclear power. It's very cheap and very locatable. You can put a nuclear power plant close to where you need that supply, but not every coal mine can be producing close to where people live. And we need clean energy. I think we're seeing a big push towards clean energy. We're going to double the number of nuclear power plants in the world in the next 30 years. 430 plants now, another 486 on the drawing boards. It's mostly China, India. We're going to see this as the source of clean power that the world needs.
So let's talk about your resource. Where do you fit in the world situation?
Well, CanAlaska has a very large land position in the Athabasca Basin. It's in northern Saskatchewan and central Canada, a very stable area, but it's where the world's largest, richest uranium mine exists. A Cameco Corporation run a mine called McArthur River, and it produces almost 20% of the world's uranium every day, and they only mine 190 tons of rock to do that. It's quite staggering. The grades are 100 times richer than any other uranium mine in the world. This 2 orders of magnitude. It's startling, but there are many other targets in the Athabasca similar. There's a brand new mine coming on stream this year by Cameco, Cigar Lake, and we think we can find another one, and that's why we've been funded by Mitsubishi and the Koreans. These giant, rich uranium mines exist, but they only exist one place in the world, and that's in Canada.
It's amazing to me, but are these contractual relationships with the Koreans and the Japanese off-take contracts?
They're true joint ventures. We have a 50-50 joint venture with Korean Electric Power, Korean Resources Corporation, SK Industries, and Hanwha Corporation. They own 50% of our project now after investing $19 million, and we're a true joint venture going forward. Same thing with Mitsubishi Corporation. About $17 million invested by Mitsubishi Corporation in the project. On both of those projects, we have exploration targets which indicate something that's very large, very involved with uranium. We've got uranium mineralization, we've got gold, and we're starting to drill off the center of those targets now.
What's your background?
I'm an exploration geologist, over 35 years of looking for copper, gold, lead and zinc. I've dedicated the last 10 years to uranium. I believe in it as a clean energy source. I believe that the exploration in the Athabasca is probably one of the most exciting programs in the world because of the value that you see in the uranium, the strategic value of this uranium, and the new discoveries that are available to be made. We had a 25-year hiatus. We got back in 2002, and we've been busy ever since.
So I'm going to ask you a pointed question about a particular market. What about India? Because I know, we know the Chinese are heading back into uranium usage. We know, obviously, that Europe is definitely following France's lead. What about India? Because it's really one of the growth markets of the world.
India has just bought a set of reactors from Areva from France. India is one of the big build-outs for uranium. China has got 161 nuclear power plants on the drawing board, but I think you're going to see dozens in India. And you may not know, but in the United States there are now 36 plants under permitting. 5 years ago there were none. There are 2 permitted in the United States now, and the rest are under permitting.
So from an investor standpoint, which is what we're dealing with, what is your prediction of what's going to happen in the uranium company market, producers?
I think the producers have already explained what they're doing. Cameco says that they're going full speed ahead with their production plans because they expect a very large demand for uranium. If we look at the graphs and you look on our website, CanAlaska.com, you will see that this supply deficit has happened. It's already happened because this year the Russians stopped selling their weapons for recycling. They're keeping it to use on their own nuclear power plants. Cameco is predicting that the uranium price will increase over time, and they're predicting that they will be able to supply. They're looking to double their supply out of the Athabasca. So we're there with them.
So it looks like you're in the right place at the right time.
Well, it's been a difficult place for the last 3 years.
It took a while to get there.
Yeah, but no, we have $86 million invested in the projects that we've got out there. We've got joint ventures with some of these largest international companies in the world, people who build nuclear power plants, the best nuclear power plants in the world, and they need the supply of uranium to put in those power plants. We're very active in China. We've got KPMG working with strategic investment groups in China. Our company was decimated by Fukushima. It was an event that shook the whole nuclear world, but I think people are starting to realize that we can handle that, we can go forward, and so here we are. We're 10% of the value we were 2 years ago, but we've suddenly started to come back in the fore. We've had 3 of the best trading days in the last week. We were top trader percentage gainer last week. People are paying attention to us. Our last major financing was at $1.60. We've been trading at 16 to 25 cents.
Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Dasler, CanAlaska, and it's CanAlaska.com, correct?
That's CanAlaska.com.
And it's a uranium company, pure uranium, some gold mixed in perhaps, right?
Well, we have one of the targets with the Koreans. We ran 13 grams gold. That means that we're in the central part of the uranium zone. It's 200-meter halo of uranium mineralization, major offset of the unconformity, and 13 grams gold.
So they found some gold too, ladies and gentlemen. CanAlaska Uranium, symbol CVV on the TSX. This is Peter Dasler. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive. We're at the Cambridge House International Vancouver Resource Investment Conference 2013. Peter, I want to thank you for coming on to SNNLive.
Thank you very much, Shelley. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.